Good morning, everyone. It is September 12th, and we have a new project today. It's Tomato Day. So what Hank and I are going to start, because he's right next to me trying to run in and steal tomatoes, is we're going to pick the remainder of the tomatoes on the vine. There we go. So we have a whole bunch. There's 33 plants in there. So most of them are all ripe. So what we're going to do is two things. One is that bucket that's laying on the side there. We're going to fill it half with tomatoes. And then we're going to bring it over to the work area, add some water, put a top on, and then Kevin's going to do his magic on how we save seeds for next year for it. And then with all the little containers over here, I'm going to go down and fill them all up, and I'm going to bring those over to the work area, and I'm going to cut them, and I think I'm going to dehydrate them because we're getting a little low on space for the freezers, and I still have to cut those peppers up and put them in the freezers. Remember, we still have a whole group of tomatoes that are over in the handicap area that we can keep on eating and harvesting, and those I'll probably end up cooking and canning with. But I'm kind of pressed for time now, so I thought the dehydrators would be quicker than getting the canning pots out. So I'll put some time lapse on, and we'll go ahead and get this job done, and then I'll update you and let you know how we made out. All right, it's still the 12th of September, 2022, and we picked a bunch of tomatoes. The rest that are out there on the vines we'll use for compost to make soil. And I wanted to show you what the next stage is. So Hank and I are out in the greenhouse. He's helping. And I have a bunch of tomatoes here. I gave some bunch away also to a relative that came to swing by today and gave us some pots. Kevin's brother, Jim. And what I have in front of me is 6 bins. There's a 7th on the counter. I hose them all off, and because they have sometimes just a little dirt on them. Also, I'll show you, this is the bucket. I'll open it up. of the tomatoes, not for you, Hank, the tomatoes that Kevin's going to collect the seeds from. So he lets them soak in here in the water, and then he uses his little drill that goes ahead and kind of beats them up so the seeds come out, and sifts through them and does his process of seed saving. So I'm going to keep that out there. And once they're all cleaned up, which pretty much they are, I have a few stems to take off. We're going to walk over to this part of the work area, and I'm going to take each one of these and cut the ends off and cut them in half, and then they will go over to one of these dehydrators. And this is the Excalibur dehydrated, and I put these shelves every other so that good air circulation gets through, because when you dehydrate tomatoes, sometimes they're oozy, and if I don't put these little, kind of like parchment, sheets on, then it oozes in the hole and it's hard to clean up, and you got to scrub it in the kitchen sink. So it's just easier to put this layer on. Takes a little longer to dehydrate because you don't have the holes, you know, below them, but it's not bad. So I got each one of these 8 dehydrators set up. I'm not sure how many I'll have to use for the amount that we have, but we'll get this all done, and then afterwards, probably by tomorrow afternoon or the next day for sure, we'll be able to go ahead and put them in canning jars and vacuum seal the canning jars. So that's what's going on, and I'll put some time lapse on and we'll see how many we get. All right, bye-bye. Everybody, it is now 48 hours after we started the tomatoes in the dehydrator. It's the 14th of September, and Hank and I are here taking them out of the dehydrator and putting them in the jars. So all worked out very well. We got 10 quart jars of dehydrated tomatoes, San Marzano tomatoes, and we use, just as in other videos, the same old food saver that we had with the sealing lid. Sometimes I find the sealing lid will work great. Other times it seems to work, and then like a week later the tops are a little loose. So I do put these rings on it just to be sure that everything is, you know, as safe as possible. So I'm very happy about that, and I will bring them to the root cellar and we can make tomato sauce, spaghetti, chili, all kinds of good stuff. So Hank is ready to go. He's been doing a little whining, but he did have a few chips of the tomatoes, and that made him happy. You guys have a great day. Take care. Keep smiling. If you enjoyed the video, if you can give us a thumbs up and subscribe, that'd be great. Oh, and one thing I forgot to tell you. On the other video with the peppers, we found this bug, and it was a stink bug, and I wasn't sure if it was the marlated, can't say that right, stink bug, which is the quote-unquote bad one that's been destroying the gardens and all. And Kevin did look it up, and yes, it is the marmorated stink bug. So hopefully we won't get too many next year, and we'll have a good crop as we did this year. So take care and enjoy. See you on the next journey. Bye-bye now.